Kicking things off, we've got Arc Raiders, and this is honestly one of the most interesting shooters you can grab during the Steam sale right now. If you haven't heard of it yet, this is a third-person co-op extraction shooter, and the core idea is simple but super addictive. What you do is you drop into these massive open maps, fight hostile AI machines called Arcs, grab loot, and try to extract without getting wiped. The game is PvE focused, but there's always tension because there's other players out there doing the same thing, so it does have that PvP vibe as well. What really sells Arc Raiders is the atmosphere and gunplay. The combat feels super weighty, the sound design is fantastic, and the world actually feels dangerous instead of being another loot treadmill. So if you like games like Hunt Showdown, The Division's Dark Zone, or even Escape from Tarkov, this is probably something that you're going to want to look into. It's a lot less sweaty PvP than Escape from Tarkov and has a lot more co-op. It's absolutely worth checking out at this sale point. All right, so next up, we've got Megabonk, and this one is just pure unfiltered chaos in the best way possible. Right now, it's $7.49 on the Steam sale, which is 25% off, and honestly, that price fits the game perfectly. Megabonk is a physics-based brawler where everything feels intentionally unhinged. The movement is loose, the hits are exaggerated, and half the fun comes from things going completely off the rails. Essentially, what you're doing in this game is finding upgrades around the map, buying chests, and trying to make your character as overpowered as humanly possible. The thing that I really like about this game is that there's no big grind, no system overload. You jump in, mess around, and have fun short sessions. So if you like physics-driven games that don't take themselves too seriously, Megabonk at $7.49 is an easy pickup during the sale. Next up is Dispatch, and this one is genuinely different from almost anything else on Steam right now. It's $26.99, about 10% off of the original price, and this is way more about the experience than the discount, I would say. Dispatch is a narrative-driven superhero workplace comedy. You play as a hero named Mecha Man, now stuck behind a desk dispatching a team of dysfunctional ex-supervillains to emergencies across the city. Gameplay-wise, this is closer to a Telltale-style story than a traditional game. You're making dialogue choices, managing heroes on a map, dealing with office drama, and watching gorgeously animated scenes play out. And that's the key thing to know about this game is that you're going to be doing a lot more watching than playing, but the writing, characters, voice acting, and presentation absolutely carry this game. So if you're a big fan of story-first games with humor, cinematic experiences, Dispatch is 100% worth checking out during the sale. Just don't go in expecting nonstop action. Once again, it is a story-driven game, so keep that in mind. Next up, we've got Detroit Become Human at $3.99, which is 90% off. This is honestly one of the best deals on the entire Steam sale at this moment. This is a choice-driven cinematic narrative game where every decision you make actually matters. You're following multiple android characters in a near-future Detroit, and the story can branch off in wildly different directions depending on what you do or don't do. One thing that I think is super important to note is that the production value here is still super insane. The performances, facial animations, music, and overall presentation easily hold up even years later, so if you're concerned about this being an older game, I would not worry about it. Like Dispatch, this is more about story and choices than traditional gameplay, but Detroit constantly puts you under pressure, forcing you to make decisions with real consequences. So if you've ever been slightly curious about this game, getting it at $3.99 is an absolute steal. There's basically no reason not to grab this game while it's cheap and have hours of insanely fun gameplay. Last up on the list, we've got Cyberpunk 2077. Right now it's at $20.99, which is 65% off, and for that value, it's at a fantastic price. After everything this game has been through, Cyberpunk is now fully in its redemption arc. Years of updates, massive reworks, quality of life improvements, and the Phantom Liberty expansion have completely transformed it into the game people originally hoped for. At its core, this game is a story-driven, open-world RPG set in Night City, and the atmosphere is still unmatched. The world feels dense, stylish, and lived in, and the writing, especially the character work, is genuinely excellent. Another thing that I want to note is that the build variety is in a really good place. You can play stealthy, go all in on guns and cyberware, lean heavily into hacking, or mix everything together. Combat feels smoother, progression makes more sense, and the game finally respects your time. So if you've skipped Cyberpunk at launch or tried it early and bounced off, this game is night and day compared to what it used to be. And with it being on a sale during the Steam sale, there's really no better time to jump in and play this game. Cyberpunk 2077 has fully earned its place as one of the best RPGs in my opinion, and you can pick it up right now. And as the final grab for the sale, it's an easy recommendation from me.